back to the channel. Today's video was requested by Strawberry Goldies on Instagram, and she recommended that I do a video on betta fish care. I currently have two betta fish. I have a red veiltail male and a mustard gas double tail. Betta fish are fairly common in the fish keeping world because they are generally easily cared for. It's sad, but a lot of people think that they can be kept in the cups that the store provides, and that is not the case. They need to have at least a 2.5 gallon tank. I don't like 2.5 gallon tanks. I tend to go with 10 gallon tanks for betta fish, but for me I wouldn't go any smaller than a 5. I have found that they tend to be more interactive and also live longer in larger tanks. They are widely known for their coloring. Males tend to have long finnage and be brightly colored. Females tend to not have as long of a tail. They tend to also be smaller, but they do have the coloring as well. Both of mine are males. So first I'm going to start off with the basics that you need in order to care for a betta fish. My bettas are in separate 10 gallon tanks. You should never ever put more than one male in a tank. They will fight. You should only put males and females together if you are breeding them, and in some cases you can put female bettas together to make a female sorority, but there is still fighting that can occur. You need to be very aware of that situation and monitor it closely. Please do not keep your betta fish in a bowl or anything less than 2.5 gallons. I have found that betta fish tend to be more interactive and also live longer in larger tanks, and personally with me I would never go smaller than a 5 gallon tank. Mine are in 10 gallon tanks, and they love to swim around and exercise and show off their fins, and I think anything smaller than that, they wouldn't be the same betta fish. They wouldn't have the same personality. Something that is also very important with betta fish is that you have a heater. Betta fish are tropical fish and they like warm water. I use a Whisper Tetra heater. It is rated 2 to 10 gallons. No, it's rated 2 to 15 gallons, and they work very well. They keep the water at about 79 to 80 degrees. Perfect for betta fish. You will also need a filter. The common misconception with betta fish is that they do not need filters, and in fact they do. Really, any fish that you keep needs a filter. This will help keep your water clean and also be a good area for good bacteria to grow and to help keep your ammonia, nitrate, nitrites down. In both of my tanks I run the same filter, and that is a Whisper PF10. They're small and compact. They're plenty strong enough for what you need without disturbing the betta fish. If you have super strong filters, they tend to push the betta fish around because of their fins. They're not super good swimmers sometimes, and they get easily pushed around into ornaments and things, and that can easily damage their fins. And the PF10 you can easily monitor, and if there is a problem you can fix it fairly easily. So I've heard of people putting yogurt lids attached to the outflow and dispersing it more evenly. I haven't had to do that personally. Both of my betta fish have done very well with the PF10, and I haven't had to add anything to it. You also need to make sure that you have hiding places for your betta fish. They like to rest and swim around with that huge tail all the time. It's really tiring, and they love to rest on ornaments in the aquarium. I have a Betta Leaf that you can purchase Generally, most pet stores carry them. You can also order them off Amazon. It's just a Betta Leaf, that's what it's called. It has a suction cup on the end that you suction to your glass, and they love to lay on it. And when I show you one of my tanks, I will point that out to you. They also need hiding places. My betta fish love to explore their tank, and I generally keep them fairly heavily decorated. The one I'm going to show you is Flame's tank. Flame is my veal-tail betta fish, and he has a rock cave and a cichlid hide, which I found at a local store here. It's made for cichlids, but he loves it. It's perfect for betta fish, and I will, if I can find that on Amazon, I will link it in the description below and in the comment section. Betta fish love plants too. The thing that you need to remember is you don't want anything sharp in the tank because of their fins. They are easily torn, and this can lead to infections and fin rot. If you do have artificial plants like I do, then they need to be silk, or if they are plastic, make sure there are no sharp ends. Real plants are better, but I have not experimented with them lately, and I just don't have the time right now to do that. But I do hope to do that in the future, and I will make sure to bring y'all along for the ride. My tanks also get weekly water changes, and I encourage you to do this as well. Some people like to do betta fish water changes. Sometimes they'll do them every other week, every 2 weeks, or sometimes even monthly, and that's not sufficient for me. I change 100% of their water every week. This ensures that my ammonia is always at 0 and there is no contaminants or anything that could potentially hurt my fish in the water. So I've touched on tank mates for betta fish already. You can have a male and a male. You can have a male and a female if you want to breed them, but other than that, betta fish really shouldn't be kept with other betta fish. However, you can keep them with other tropical community fish. My current betta fish do not have any tank mates. Some betta fish get along with other fish and some don't, and I haven't really experimented with that yet because I feel like mine would be the type that wouldn't get along with other fish. But you can get other tropical communities. I have seen them kept with small neon tetras. I've seen them kept with mollies, some platies, and they generally do well. But that's something that you should monitor closely as well, because sometimes the other fish can nip at the betta's fins and cause damage and potential infections. So in my opinion, it's easier to keep them by themselves because you don't want to introduce that to them. And mine, you know, people say that they get lonely sometimes, but you know, mine, I've never had that issue. They tend to like to be by themselves, and I think that if I introduced them to new fish now, I think they would be really upset, and they would start fin nipping the other fish. So I just don't think that's a good idea for them. So my betta fish get fed twice a day. So usually in the morning they get fed betta bites, and this is made, my current food is made by Top Fin. I got this at PetSmart. They love it. They get this in the morning, and then I feed them bloodworms. I feed them bloodworms at night. So they get a variety of different things. Fluval Bug Bites also has a tropical food that would be efficient for betta fish. There's several other ones, but this is just what I feed mine. But I do make sure to feed them twice a day. So here is Flame. You can see him up in the top left corner. That is also what I was talking about for the Betta Leaf. That's what that thing up there is. I believe they're about $3, and I'll make sure to link that for you. So his tank is pretty full. He gets really mad when I move things around, so I've kept it like this pretty much the entire time I've had him. He likes things so I'm leaving it alone.
So I'm terribly sorry for all the bubbles that you're seeing. He got a water change this morning and there's still air bubbles left in the tank, but that's my bad. I shouldn't have cleaned his tank the same day I was recording this, but I like to stay on schedule. You can see him there. He's a red veal tail male, and he also has blue eyes, which is really cool. He's not very fond of the camera, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to get of him, but we'll see. So that in the bottom left corner, there is a silver looking rock, and that is the cichlid hideout that I was talking about before. I'll also link that below. It also comes in two pieces. There's a smaller one that goes on top of it, but I only bought the bottom piece from my local store. They had taken out the top piece for one of their tanks, and they didn't need this piece, and they offered it to me half price. So that's how I got that. But all the plants in here are silk except for the one in the back left corner. It is plastic, but it's not super spiky. And I was trying to get a picture of Flame, but he is still hiding. And after staring for 10 minutes, I finally got him to do that. And that was it. So that's as much of Flame as you're going to see in this video.
So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next time.